Welcome back everyone. So in this chapter, we will start to use smart mask and masking to speed up our hand painting process and make our border and texture more interesting. I look quite done, but we can add more detail. We can add boot details, some different brushes to create different textures to the model, so it has more information and it looks more interesting. We're gonna start with dealing with the cat. If you have a drawing tablet, will be the best. If you don't have, it's totally fine. You can use your mouse, but we're not gonna do too much of painting. Let me use this third splash and try. I like the previous one better. The dark hatcher to create the pattern on the cat to make the camera looks more accurate to our setup. You can go to display setting, focal length. You put up the top focal length to above 7D, and this can give you a much more isometric view, so you can see this is resembling more to our concept. Okay, now we can start doing our hand painting. So last class we already did painting these details. Right now I'm gonna refine them because there is still some parts are missing. Number 2, to go to the eraser mode. I click on the wrong button. Just now I click on C to change back to our base color mode. Lower down the opacity to have better control. I need to check my 2D view. I go to 2D view. I need to paint all this. Make sure I get all this painted. I should make sure I get this painted. I can go back to 3D view to see better. I'm just doing fine-tuning the cat head. If you are satisfied, you can definitely move on to the next part. Yeah, I cannot rotate to the back. For the cat, there's not much to do than adding more this kind of fur texture. Later we'll use another color to let the cat have some fur details. So stay tuned. Let me finish up the base color first. I don't want it to have thin line, so I'm painting the edge with this dark hatcher brush. You give it a more of a hand painted look rather than this very sharp edge. Okay, I'm done. Go back to the 3D view. With the same brush, I will put one more color. So this will be one of the color changes that I have. So the color changes, rather than using the cloud, I will use something else. Let me turn the opacity higher. We're gonna use a yellow color. We can also go to use some filters to help us to receive some very nice effect. Okay, let's not give up with our cloud tool. We use filter, and you change the filter to directional blur. Alternate click on the black mask, you can see the effect. So it gives you this kind of effect where it has a horizontal motion blur effect. You can turn on, you can toggle on the intensity higher. So it gives you this kind of effect. You can rotate the direction. So from far, you can see it looks like the cat fur. And I only have a splash of color of that. I don't want this to be too bright, so I just a little bit. Control D, I will gonna do another color change. This time, gonna try on different blending mode and see which one works the best. Color linear touch. Alright, gonna use linear touch. Linear touch. This time I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna add paint. Now I'm gonna do hand painting. I'm gonna hand paint the fur to make it looks have some different patches of colors. With color dodge and the same color, add paint to the black mask and go to find this brush called this fiber dense. Can lower down the opacity so it's easier to work with. The color change, I will put this on top of both of my base of the cat skin. So when I paint, it also affects the vector color part. Okay, so we will make this cat look like it is hand painted. You just use the brush and simply draw some strokes. And from afar, it will give you this really nice hand painted effect. If you are not satisfied, you can just undo back and then draw some different strokes, more randomized one. Okay, no need too much. The top I don't do too much. Just the face. And the back will be lower intensity, so easier to control. The back cannot really see, so I'm just gonna do on the side, on both sides. I'm pretty much done. So now the cat has a hand painted feel. You can also use eraser with the same brush to erase if you think the effect is too much. Now it has a hairpin filling. Okay, we can do the same for the arms. Just lightly brush. Then you will have the filling. Yeah, we are pretty much done with the hairpin for the cat. Done. You can also try on a lighter color for the lighter color parts. Okay, we go back to our base. This color right here. I'm gonna duplicate this, put on top with a new black mask. And then add paint. I'm gonna paint the ear so it has some fur coming out from the ear. So I will name this ear fur. Using the same brush, or you can use a different brush. Then you can draw out some furs.